I don't understand how it's become so hard for people to see things from different perspectives. I've always seen it to be very beneficial because other perspectives help you understand things that you are not that familiar with or closed-minded to. But most people can't seem to do that nowadays, especially people in the gaming scene because they are so far stuck up these multi-million dollar companies' asses, or they're stuck up their own asses, that it is beyond pathetic at this point. I'm going to lay out some different perspectives in this video to hopefully help you understand that this current day gaming industry is not what you want. It can be so much better if we start having more discipline and holding these greedy, incompetent companies to higher standards. Look at these examples of pure stupidity that have helped embolden these gaming companies to act the way they do. You have people like this calling people broke and saying they shouldn't be worried about games if they are not willing to shell out whatever these companies ask for. And then you have Synth making the dumbest argument saying that this is all performative outrage because these practices are the norm now. Yeah, they are the norm because of people like yourself handing over your money every time without question. Not only do you have gamers working against their own best interests, but you also have greedy forces working behind the scenes trying to influence more greed by advocating for prices to go up on games. Like analysts and Bank of America saying Rockstar dropped the ball by not charging more for GTA 6. I will also remind you that all the original creators of Rockstar and GTA games are no longer at the company. Rockstar is a completely different company from when GTA 5 released. There are new minds and ideas that have worked on GTA 6. I will make a prediction and tell you what GTA 6 is going to be like. After seeing these couple of clips with over-the-top action scenes and planes, car crashes with explosions, and cops hunting down a couple, it screams Fast and the Furious vibes to me. I doubt it will have the different cultural aspects like the previous games had. But I guess if you like the Fast and the Furious movies, then this game will be right up your alley. I mean, for fuck's sakes, there hasn't even been a gameplay trailer yet. We know fuck all about the game, and so many people are blindly handing their money over before knowing anything about the game. These are just some examples of how bad gamers and the gaming industry has become. It has become consumed with greed, narcissism, gullibility, and it takes all the fun out of what games are supposed to be about. Games are supposed to be about passion, creativity, innovation, and artistic expression, and not about greed. But it seems like everyone has lost sight of that. Well, that is besides one studio, Larian Studios. Larian Studios is always my go-to example to get the point across because Swin gets how things are supposed to be in the gaming industry. His speech at the Game Awards show should be respected and praised for calling out the bullshit that has been going on in the gaming industry. Before I carry on, I want to point out that I try not to mix politics and games together because it just makes people go completely stupid. But for me to get my point across about the hypocrisy I'm about to call out, I need to talk about politics that others have forced into the gaming industry. We all know it's a fact that the majority of people in the gaming culture are liberal and love pushing inclusivity and diversity. But where is that inclusivity and diversity for certain gamers who still want physical games to stick around? I get people telling me and others that we are out of touch or we're crazy to still want physical games to stick around. People in the gaming scene are so narcissistic and selfish that I will never take their agenda seriously because they have shown time and time again that if they don't agree, then inclusivity and diversity doesn't mean shit anymore. Take a look at this quote from PlayStation where they say, "We want to continue thinking and challenging ourselves to provide game experiences that suit increasingly diverse lifestyles." No, PlayStation, you give two fucks about diverse lifestyles, or you would make sure every studio and company in the gaming industry would have standards when it came to releasing a competent physical edition of games for the consumers who still want physical games. Here's another post I came across that says sales are non-existent in South Africa for GTA 6 pre-orders because of it being digital only. Where is that diversity and inclusivity when it comes to parts of the world like South Africa and India who heavily rely on physical media? Let me tell you why physical games are more beneficial in every single way to digital games. But first I want to clear up a misconception everyone has about physical games. People believe the game isn't on the disc, but in most cases the game is actually on the disc. Games are copied onto Blu-ray disc, and Blu-ray disc can hold up to 100 gigabytes, and the majority of games are still under 100 gigs, so that means the game fits fully on the disc. If it's larger than 100 gigs, then they'll use multiple discs like FF7 Rebirth, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Red Dead Redemption 2, and many others have done it that way. The reason why you want physical games is because you own it and take complete control away from these greedy companies who have proven over and over again that they can't be trusted because they keep delisting or changing content from its original state, like when Rockstar stripped all the great music out of the trilogy remakes, and this recent post from PlayStation that consumers who bought movies on their platform will be removed from their libraries because of licensing reasons. There are so many reasons why physical is far more superior than digital. The first reason is because in most cases the game is on the disc and never can be taken away or altered. Second reason, you can loan it out to friends and family. The third reason, you never take a complete loss with physical like you do with digital. You can always resell that physical for a percentage that you originally paid for it. Fourth reason, you are actually preserving the game's original state. If you are a true, authentic gamer, then preservation should mean something to you. The last reason is the best one because when you build up a physical game collection of hundreds of games like I have, you actually own your own Game Pass PS Plus subscription. I'll repeat that again. I own my own subscription because of my large physical collection. No company can take it away or charge me every month for it. Before anybody wants to go into the comments and say digital is more convenient, you don't know what you're talking about. Having complete control of your games and media is way more convenient because you never have to worry about it getting taken away or changed later on down the road. You also have the convenience to sell that physical game whenever you want to if you ever want to recoup any of your money back. Physical is 10 times more convenient than digital unless you're a lazy fat American that doesn't want to take 5 seconds to pop a disc into your console. I want to clear something else up before ignorant people try to spam me about Rockstar using the excuse that they did digital only to prevent leaks. That is the dumbest excuse they can use, and anyone who believes it, I have a box of rocks to sell you for $1 million. It has already been proven that Rockstar is too incompetent to stop leaks. Remember the 18-year-old autistic kid who broke their whole system with a simple Amazon Fire Stick? They have enough resources and money to prevent leaks from happening, but they chose not to implement them, probably to save money. If a simple Fire Stick can break their system, then their security system is a joke. The last thing I will say will sound profound or like a crazy idea, but we gamers own every single company in the gaming industry. We hold more power than all of them combined if we just stop with all the narcissism and learn some discipline to stop getting used and taken advantage of by all this greed and incompetence in the gaming industry. If you made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate you sticking around. I'm going to let Swin's speech from the Game Awards play this video out because I think it goes hand in hand with all the points I was making in this video. But that's all I got for this video. Hopefully some of my perspectives landed with some of y'all. If they didn't, it is what it is, but we'll see y'all later.
So it turns out that not only will I be the one who will know as first which game wins tonight, but I actually also know which game is going to win next year, the year after, and the year after. Now, how do I know this? Well, an oracle told me. She said, change is coming. It's a modern oracle, so they made me sign an NDA, but I trust all of you. I know you can keep a secret, you will never leak it. The oracle told me that the game of the year 2025 was going to be made by a studio who found the formula to make it up here on stage. It's stupidly simple, but somehow it keeps on getting lost. Studio made their game because they wanted to make a game that they wanted to play themselves. They created it because it hadn't been created before. They didn't make it to increase market share. They didn't make it to serve as a brand. They didn't have to meet arbitrary sales targets or fear being laid off if they didn't meet those targets. And furthermore, the people in charge forbade them from cramming the game with anything whose only purpose was to increase revenue and didn't serve the game design. They didn't treat their developers like numbers on a spreadsheet. They didn't treat their players as users to exploit. And they didn't make decisions they knew were short-sighted in function of a bonus or politics. They knew that if you put the game and the team first, the revenue will follow. They were driven by idealism and wanted players to have fun. And they realized that if the developers didn't have fun, nobody was going to have any fun. They understood the value of respect, that if they treated their developers and players well, those same developers and players would forgive them when things didn't go as planned. But above all, they cared about their game because they loved games. It's really that simple, said the oracle.